Hey everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta for TnyToe's Rat Rescue. And in the last episode, TnyToe and Krile had left Tycoon Castle, the big banquet that they're holding there. They're holding a 3-day ceremony for the return of Princess Lena and for Princess Sarissa. Yeah, I guess the Chancellor found out that Faris was actually Princess Sarissa. So they're holding a big party there. Well, you know, TnyToe and Krile really don't want to hang out at the party. Especially because Krile has this feeling that Galuf is telling her that she needs to do something. So TnyToe and Krile went over to the Pirate's Cave where Boko was. Boko is TnyToe's chocobo. And it turns out that while TnyToe was in Galuf's world, Boko recovered from his injuries and he actually got married. He has a wife, Coco, and she's expecting for some kids, but before she has the kids, she gave him permission to help TnyToe travel around. So now that we got Boko the Chocobo, we can actually start making some progress in the world here, because Boko can cross the rivers that we couldn't earlier. Hey, there's an airship that'll let us really get around. But we can't get to that airship. Hey, here's a village. Looks like the village of Tool, but it's in a different, yeah, everything's different around there. Think you're pretty advanced, huh? Nope. Oh, well, no point rushing into things. So, get over to the Greenhorn. We can learn some new things over at the Greenhorn thing. There's some big bash going on in Castle Tycoon. I wonder if we'll be invited. The crystals are all gone. Phew, this wears you out. Yeah, but it'll get you in good shape. So if we tell her that, we're not new, she tells us about the freelancer and mime jobs. Mime job is a job that we can get a little bit later on. Remember when the water crystal shattered? One of the crystal shards went over to the upper part of the floor, and we couldn't get it. We'll be able to get it later on in this world, but we'll never use mime as part of the 4-job Fiesta. But basically what this lady just says is that when you master abilities with a class, they get inherited onto the freelancer and the mime class. So stuff like sprinting, the agility, those will be inherited onto the mime or freelancer class. So basically mime and freelancer, when you master all the jobs, become the most powerful jobs in the game. So that lady another lady mentioned about the airship to the south. Doesn't the land look different to you? Yeah. Wonder what's going on. Well, we'll find out in this episode. Let's go talk with Zoc. I can't believe Princess Sarissa was leading a band of pirates. Miss Faris, or whatever she was calling herself. What a shock! Still, it's wonderful that both princesses safely returned to the castle. But too bad they can't escape the castle and hang out with us. We could use their adventuring. I suddenly feel dizzy. When I came to, everything in the world had changed. Well, they found Tycoon's missing princess, yep. Some strange cave appeared in the west. Oh, there was some mutant turtle in there. Uh-oh. Could that be Guido? Well, let's find out. Haven't seen any pirates around lately. Leave the pirates of the Prince of Tycoon? Unbelievable. Well, that definitely explains some things. Yeah, all the pirates, they're not around because they're hanging out back in their cave. We don't want to... We already played that piano, so we only have one more piano to play. We'll learn about the village that one's going to come into a little bit later, but let's hop on Boko. Yeah, we enter this little area here. Kind of looks like that area with the goblins at the beginning of the game. And much like that area, well, a hole's going to appear on the ground. But this time, we don't get a chance to jump it. Oh, no. Ow! If you hadn't been riding so fast. Uh-oh, they'll get into an argument again. Not good. Boko, I say this is all your fault. What did Boko do? He was being nice. TnyToe is not being nice. Unlike the charity that he is named after, TnyToe Rat Rescue, they're really nice to animals. But TnyToe here, he's being bad to his chocobo. That's not nice. Uh-oh. Now he's gonna have to be bad to this animal here. A new boss, the Antlion. So, the Antlion, basically his, he has 4 turns, and every single one of the turns, he can either fight, do a critical attack, or use the Sonic Wave. And the Sonic Wave basically is like cut your levels in half. So, and then on his 5th turn, he uses the Stomach Acid spell, which basically just gives the sap status on you. So, He's not too hard of a boss, though. We can take him out pretty easily with the arrow spells. We have both TnyToe and Krile with the arrow knife, so that boosts the effectiveness of the arrow 3 spell. So after a few arrow 3 spells, about 4 of them, he'll run away. Steal a high potion off of him. Yeah, there's that Sonic Wave, the Discord attack that cuts your levels in half, so that would hurt your damage potential, but this guy doesn't last too long, so yeah. We do enough hit point damage to him and he runs away. Woohoo! And we don't get a Sand Ruby from him. That's in Final Fantasy IV. We'll get to that game eventually. Stuck in a monster's nest. Great, just great. I don't think it's very great at all. Now what do we do? Phew. I guess Krile doesn't understand sarcasm. Uh-oh. We're stuck here. So once again, we're just going to have to sit here and wait for a little bit. And eventually something's going to happen to let us escape from this pit. Hey, there's a rope. Who has a rope? Well, if you remember way back in the first world, remember on the North Mountain? Faris fell down that hole, and she had a rope to escape. So, yep. So, it's a nice callback to way back in the beginning of the game, that Faris has a rope, and she's actually the one who is going to save us right here, right now. Do you promise never to try and pull something like that again? Willing to admit you were wrong to try and make it without me? Hehehe. Come on, get up here. I guess it makes sense that Faris has ropes, you know, being a pirate, she's on a ship, so she probably knows all these, like, knots and stuff. One of the interesting things about working in the Coast Guard base, they have this one board that has all these different types of knots. It shows how to make all the different types of knots, so, you could say it's a naughty board. But yep, hey, it's Faris. She somehow escaped the castle. Which one of you decided to maroon me back there? Well, technically it was TnyToe. Even though he's going to point the blame on Krile, because remember, Krile was like, what about the girls? And TnyToe said, no, they can't escape, so. But Faris says, try it again and she'll hang us from the yard arm, which is the crossbeam of the ship where the sails hang from. But what happened? Why'd you come after us? I'm not cut out for being a princess, I'm afraid. Pirating's much more my style. Okay. So now we get Faris into our party. But unfortunately, we're not going to get Lena for a while. Yep. So this is actually a kind of a tough part in the game, because we only have 3 characters. Now, we had a few times when we only had 3 characters, but most of those times were really short. You know, when we had to get the... Ouch! What's wrong? I think I split him. Don't worry about it. But, yeah, with short times, like when we had to get the adamant to try to warp to Galif's world. So, yeah, there were really short times when we only had 3 party members. But now we're going to have quite a little bit of exploration to do with only 3 party members, including going through a really tough dungeon, so. Alright, here's that cave. Guido's cave. You can't go any over to the west there. There's mountains blocking the way. Hey, but there's Guido. And he's on his back. Better flip him over, TnyToe. So. Poor turtle. 700 years old and he hasn't learned to flip himself over. Alley-oop! Alright, Guido's flipped back over. Maybe he can help us out. Oh, thank you. I suppose you can be helpful after all. The shock of the 2 worlds merging sent everything topsy-turvy, including me. I'm a bit too old to do much on my back, Aru. What do you mean, worlds merging? I see you're just as slow on the uptake as before. It's an ancient legend, but I never imagined it was true. Well, ancient legends tend to be true, especially in RPGs. According to legend, 1,000 years ago, TnyToad's world and Krile's world were the same. The same? It seems there's quite an echo in here. But why did the worlds split? To seal the void. Void? I feel no matter how often I allude to your ignorance, my dry wit simply goes over your head. So I'll simply explain. Tell all, Guido. 1,000 years ago, there existed a presence of the strongest evil, Inu. Inu possessed the power to control the void. After a long and harrowing battle, the people were able to defeat Inu with the legendary 12 weapons. However, the void that Inu had created could not be erased. As a last resort, the people split the crystals into 2. To maintain balance, the world was split into 2 as well. The void was sealed within the space between the worlds, the interdimensional rift. That means Exodus was telling the truth. He really did want to return the world to how it used to be. However, without the crystals, the wind's power will never return, nor without the earth, fire, or water. Uh-oh, what's going on with Krile? Ouch, this splinter really hurts. That's not a splinter, it's like a big stick. It's X-Death! X-Death! Remember, he's part tree. Ha ha ha, I turned myself into a tiny splinter, waiting for just this moment. Now you can understand my true goal, to take the seal power of the void for my own. What? Why do you think I merged the worlds together? Mwahahaha. Uh-oh. I guess that now that the worlds are merged, I guess the void is gonna escape. Uh-oh. It looks like it's escaping right above Tycoon Castle. Yeah, remember what all the people were saying? That there's like something weird in the sky above Tycoon Castle? Oh, now the two worlds are gone, the interdimensional rift that the void was sealed in, then it's appearing as well. So, wait, in plain English, you're saying that this void, whatever not, is coming here? Yes, the void shall be released from its 1,000-year prison into my keeping. The master's power of the void will be mine. Not a chance, X-Death. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's still powerful. And we don't have our full party. Ooh, well, guess it's good that we knocked the turtle into the water. He can probably flip over there. Castle Tycoon, Lena! Yep, this is why we're gonna have a 3-member party for a while now, because unfortunately Lena's gonna be pulled into the void along with Castle Tycoon. That's why it's important, like I said a few episodes ago, you want to make sure you get all the treasure that you can from Castle Tycoon, because you won't be able to get it anymore. Beautiful, beautiful. Look, gaze upon the unlimited power of the void. Watch as it engulfs everything. Lena, X-Death you! Good save, TnyToe. And unfortunately, we do not get a boss battle here with X-Death. Peons, tremble before my might. Wahaha. Time for your viscera to see the light of day. Yeah, we can't stop X-Death now. I guess he's more powerful in cutscenes. Total. Yeah, unfortunately, Guido will not become our 4th party member. It would be neat, though, to have a little turtle. Especially if we had the ninja class. And that's an allusion to the Ninja Turtles there. You think I sat around for 7 centuries munching on pizza? Because remember, the Ninja Turtles, they like to eat pizza, so... But Guido kind of fights X-Death there for a little bit during the cutscene. And, but X-Death's going to use his power to toss us out of this cave. Peons, tremble before my might. Wahahaha. And I guess it's a good thing that he pushed us out of this cave, because now we can explore more of the world. Remember, to the west there were those mountains that we couldn't pass? Well, now we can pass those mountains because, whatchamacallit, X-Death pushed us away. Oh, my aching... Guido, you okay? Let's flip him back over. X-Death that curve. He must be stopped before it attains the full power of the void, or else what? What's going on, Guido? Something catch your eye? By Jove, what's that? Just the Library of Ancients? The fabled Library of Ancients? My dear boy, have you no idea what an important place this is? Of course you don't. To think that the Library of Ancients was here the whole time. Follow close, children. Within the library is a book which describes how to defeat X-Death. Alright, let's go find that book then. See how to defeat X-Death. Yep, we end up right outside the ancient library, and Surgate Castle is nearby too. Sage Guido, Scars from Surgate. We've been able to find the second half of the sealed tome. Yeah, so everything worked out perfectly. Perfect. I guess that's why the book was split into two and it ended up in the two places it was at, because when the world was original, together, Surgate Castle and the ancient library were very close to one another. So now we can finally combine the two halves of that book. Let's see what it says. Plop! Now, let us begin the strategy meeting. Alright, all the brilliant minds of the two worlds are here together. And TnyToe. As you'll probably notice, the two worlds have recombined into one. Yep. Now we have the sealed book to read together here, so... Alright. Also, the void is trying to break free from where it has been sealed within the rift. We better hurry there and stop it. I like your enthusiasm, TnyToe, but can't go right away. TnyToe, so enthusiastic and yet so stupid. Along with the void, many fearsome monsters were sealed in the rift a millennium ago. They were all incredibly evil and incredibly strong. I feel safe in saying that as you are now, you kids wouldn't stand a chance. What could we do? What could we do to help even up the odds? Maybe those 12 legendary weapons? And what to do? Elementary, my dear TnyToe. The 12 legendary weapons. Legendary weapons? Sometimes I wonder if you say things like this to spite me. Uh-oh. I think Guido's angry because TnyToe teased them when they first met. Yep, 12 legendary weapons. They are weapons, they are legendary, and there are 12 of them. Now that we have both halves of the sealed tome, if all goes according to plan, we should find a way to defeat X-Death in the Void. I think that's what it said. I went a little fast there. Alright. Well, the book is now combined. Let's see what it says. It is written, when nothing's power again does peak, to light warriors this book will speak. After Ino's defeat, the weapons of legend were sealed within the castle Kuzo. To break the seals, the 4 tablets must be assembled. One rests alongside the spirits of the past, blessed by the soil. One rests within an island shrine, kissed by wind. One rests beneath the ocean's floor, engulfed by flames. One rests beyond the river's torrents, protected by water. So, like 4 elements again. Along with the keys to open the seals, the 4 tablets are sealed. Our servants, if the tablets are moved, our servants will awaken. The ultimate spells of white and black, the magic of time and space meteor, the Sea King Leviathan, and the Dragon King Bahamut. Present the seal into the gate, and the way forward will be opened. Okay. So looks like I gotta go to like 4 elemental temples and break the seal at each of those things. And spoiler, when we break a seal each of those ones, it'll free up 3 of the legendary weapons. So to unseal all 12, we have to break all 4 of the seals. So, and the first one's in the pyramid in the desert of the shifting sands. Varus, Krile, and even you, TnyToe. Everything depends on us. Alright. Now we get control. We want to head to the roof here because we have a song that we can learn from the guy on the right. We were burning the song. This song came out. Alright. That's another bard song that we can't use, but that's okay. You gotta collect them all anyway. This melody's mysterious power increases the magical strength of those who sing it, so... Alright, let's talk with the scholars. It'll take time for X-Death to gain full control of the Void. If the 2 worlds have overlapped, then the sealed castle of Kuzo should be near Tool. On this map, the point of the ancient... Tongue twister. The crystals were split in 2, and the world as well. It really took that much to seal the Void? I wonder, will the world be engulfed in darkness? If so, how will we be able to read? Candles. I read that there was a town sealed between dimensions by mistake. 1,000 years ago, they sold fantastic weapons and magic. Now the Void has been reappearing, I wonder if that town will too. So if we talk with Guido, he just basically repeats everything that he said at that strategy meeting, so... And that one scholar that I was tongue-twisting with, he basically says, you know, hey, he talks about how, like, the world maps, when they're overlaid, they basically create the new world map, so... Alright, we have to go save the world with the 12 legendary weapons. Professor Sid and Mid went to Crescent Island some time ago, but have yet to return. When the worlds became world, the sealed tome did too. The 4 tablets are protected by gargoyles, so X-Death's true form is that of a tree, and he transforms himself into a splinter as well. Fascinating, evil, yes. This guy just repeats what Guido would say. All this fighting is just beating a dead horse. Even if we beat X-Death, the crystals will not will still be destroyed. Uh-oh, so, the caves and stuff that all those evil beasts were sealed along with them into the interdimensional rift, so that's why the interdimensional rift is going to be like a mishmash of like dungeons and caves and forests and stuff like that. Speaking of forests, now we have some we actually have random encounters in the overworld again, so here's the first one here, these shadows, these little bear-type enemies. The Triffids are the tree enemies. We'll get their stats a little later. It's like there's that, an old BBC radio, Attack of the Triffids. It's like these plants that somebody created, and then they turned out to be bad. I forget why they made the plants in the first place, but some scientists made these plants and obviously thought they were going to be good for the world, but then they turned out to be evil and they were like eating people and stuff, so... I remember Daddy, he rented the audiobook from the library. It's not that long of a book, it's more like a novella. About like 3 hours long, the whole thing. But there's the Triffid, it's a tree enemy, so of course it's going to be weak to fire. So, use that emission spell, the blue magic emission spell on it. Too bad that doesn't have levels like the arrow spell does. Emission 1, emission 2, emission 3. Nope, we just have one emission. You could of course boost it with the flame rod if we wanted to, but we'll just keep the arrow knife because the arrow 3 is much better of a spell, so... Alright. Hey, there's Sergei Castle. We want to head back into Sergei Castle because now that things have changed, we can actually get a treasure that we couldn't get earlier. Unfortunately, whatchamacallit, it's going to require doing that little minigame in the library again. All the scholars went to the building that appeared in the south. That's why this castle's going to be pretty empty. The two walls have become one unbelievable. The mysterious building that appeared in the south? Could it be a library? Yep, it's the ancient library. And now we can use the inn again, and you see all those wounded soldiers are gone, so... Yep. We don't really need any weapons or anything like that, so... We could buy an axe, because if we want to have a Berserker again, Lena has the only axe that we have. But we'll be getting a knife soon that'll be better than any axe that we can get, so... Once we power that knife up, so... Yeah, now we're gonna be able to access that, we'll be able to get the chicken knife. And that's like the best weapon in the game. And we'll have to power it up by running from 255 battles. I know I said we could probably do it from the, back in that, Pirate's Cave. But actually, between episodes, I'm gonna actually power up that knife. So, after this episode, I'm gonna just run... That way I can pick up that knife and use it for the next dungeon. Because the next dungeon can be pretty hard, especially with only 3 characters. So, yeah, we're gonna have to do this weird minigame again. Place the books on the shelf. So then that way this librarian lady will open the pathway to her room. And she just walked right through us. Funny we can't just hit that button. We know where it's at because she showed it to us earlier. But, yeah, well, we know that book again. See, she say anything differently? Nope. Oh, she tells us once again about that magic. But we already got it. We want to come over here because remember earlier in the, Yep, we already got the float magic there. Yeah, just checking. Earlier there was a man up there blocking the access to that crate up there. So we want to head to that crate and get that cottage. Not really a great item. I mean, we can buy cottages at any item shop, but if we're going for that 100% treasure rating, we have to pick up the treasure. That's one of the treasures we have to pick up, so let's go grab it. Now we can head back out of here, and we can, I figure a good reason to run around this area and run from all those things is because we have the free healing down there in the ancient library, so whenever we get low on hit points, we can just heal up there, so. And speaking of healing, we'll do a little bit of healing, but let's go get another new enemy here. There we go. Got 2 new enemies here, the Python. That's obviously the snake over there. We can take him out. And we also got this Elmsgigus. So this is where the level 3 flare is going to come in really handy. A lot of enemies in the third world here are multiples of level of 3. Including the Python and that Elmsgigus. The Elmsgigus, if you hadn't learned the Arrow 3 spell yet, he casts it pretty consistently, so... But we already learned that back in the second world, so definitely helped us out a lot with some of those bosses. So yeah, speaking of bosses, everything like that one person said, everyone in the tablets is guarded by these gargoyles. Good thing about gargoyles is there are multiple level 3, so level 3 flare really gonna help us take out all those gargoyles, because we're gonna fight 8 of them in total, because 2 of them guard each of the tablet seals. So. But yeah, So here's that. Once then go into the second level, and we get to heal ourselves up. So it's basically a free in, so that's why it's going to be a good reason right here. I figure I'm just going to run around here and power up that chicken knife, because the chicken knife is pretty soon readily available in just a few minutes. And we'll pick it up on our next episode. Take care. Hope to see you then. Bye.